What's up, guys and ghouls? Welcome back to Living Dead Garage, where we bring the dead back to life. Today, we're working on the hearse again, or aka Beetlejuice, and we're getting very close to hearing this thing run, and I am excited. Let's check it out. So as you can see here, I've done a few things off camera. Put the alternator on, got an aftermarket bracket here. Got the crankshaft pulley on and the water pump. Got the starter in with all the wiring ran. I got a brand new power cable, fuel pump. What else did I do? Started getting the power steering together. I'm just waiting on some paint to dry and then I can bolt that on. But right about now I'm getting ready to drop the distributor in. And in order to do that on these small block Chevys, you want to put the engine on top dead center. Come on, focus. See how I got that mark right there on the 0? That's where you want it. And then we're going to want to drop that distributor in with the rotor pointing at cylinder number 1 roughly. And that should get us right on for the timing. Small chance that it might be 180. We try and start this thing, it starts backfiring out of the carburetor. That means our timing's off. We got the distributor 180, pull it back out, spin it around, drop it back in. It should fire right back up. But pretty sure I got it on the compression stroke on TDC. I'll show you what we got going on here for a distributor. I just got one of these cheapo clear ones. Yeah, it was about $70 on eBay. And the reason I got this is because I thought it would be cool to be able to see all the electricity flying through here while it's running. Kind of give it the old, Frankenstein, Living Dead type deal, aspect, aesthetic, whatever the word is. We also got some purple hornies here. It'll bolt right on the headers so it's somewhat bearable to drive in. And of course spark plug wires, and I got a set of gauges I got to wire in. What else do I got to do? Spark plug wires, spark plugs. Yeah. So, enough farting around, let's get this thing in here. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to put some grease on this gear right here that rides on the camshaft. Don't want to have that dry on our initial startup, just to save on the wear and tear. So we're going to put some grease on there. Also, I'm going to put some grease around this where it seats on the manifold here so that it'll still seal and I can still adjust the timing after I get it running. I'm basically just using some regular old multi-purpose grease. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. If this were like a big drag race engine build, I'd probably use some kind of braking lube, but I'm not too worried about it. It's good enough for who it's for, which is me. Grease on there. Now we're going to want to drop it in so that this timing vacuum advance is shooting off to the passenger side this way. And then the rotor, which you can conveniently see inside here, we're going to want shooting at cylinder number 1. So I'll get that lined up. You know what? I am going to have to take the cap off, unfortunately. Should have done that beforehand. I will be right back. Alright, try this again. There, much easier. Oh, look at that, she dropped right in. Shooting off to cylinder number 1. Perfect. Should be locked in. Sometimes the oil pump shaft is like a slot that the distributor shaft has to drop into, and if it's not aligned, this won't want to drop in down all the way. So what you have to do is either stick a screwdriver in there and turn it and stick this back in there and hope for the best, or you can twist or rotate the motor back and forth and it will drop back into place. But it looks like we got her. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cap back on. Now these do have a little notch right there, which aligns with a notch on the main case itself. So it's foolproof for getting it back on. You can't really put it back on wrong. I mean, you can, but kind of have to try hard. Oh, something is not right here. What am I doing wrong? Here I go saying this is foolproof, but I must be a damn fool. Oh, there we go. Yep. You got her now. Alright, locked and loaded. Wire plugged in. Also, plug the power in. And we are good to go for spark plug wires. I think I'm going to put the carburetor on next. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Okay, first things first, we're going to throw some carb studs in here. I should make sure those are the holes that I need. outer holes. Now you're thinking to yourself, these studs are awfully long, but pretty sure they're made for this 1-inch spacer, which I don't have yet. But I would like to utilize at some point. But at this point, we just want to hear this damn thing run already. Oh. Tell you what, I'm looking forward to when I don't have to keep crawling in and out of this frickin' thing. You guys are probably going to murder me in the comments, but I am going to use the incorrect gasket for this application. Son of a... Now that I got the studs in the right spot, I'm going to use this incorrect gasket. Oh. Here I just have a Edelbrock, I think it's a 600 CFM, nothing too wild. Oh. I also have an aftermarket throttle bracket that I'm hoping and praying that's going to work. So far, not looking good having to use these studs on the inner stud holes. Looks like I'm gonna have to trim some to clear the throttle here, which is not the end of the world. That I can live with. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna hack this off and it should fit. Well, how did I do this before? Like this? Oh, yeah. Just enough. So now, should be able to bolt this thing down. I can find the hardware. Oh, up here. Hit it on myself as usual. Oh, great. I'm missing a nut. Oh. I'll be back in a couple days after I hunt this down. Alright, we're back. And I have a solution. These nuts are unfortunately fine thread, which are virtually non-existent in my shop. So what we're going to do is pull one of these studs out, just replace it with a bolt. when you're tightening these carbs down, you don't have to go ape shit, because you will crack the base of the carb and you'll have a vacuum leak that you'll never find or fix. Haven't had it happen to myself yet, but I've heard horror stories. All right. Now I gotta figure out how all this is gonna go together. I know this bracket has to come out of here, so we're no longer gonna use this. I should have took this off weeks ago. And nothing been in my way this whole time. Of course, there's no instructions with this thing, so I gotta kind of figure out all this on my own, so. Great. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.